Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Mundane Chats. Today is the 7th, I believe, of January 2018. Hard to believe. It's 2018 already. 2017 went by so fast. I mean, yeah, granted, there was a lot of stuff that happened in 2017 that was absolutely garbage, like crap, terrible crap. And 2018 isn't off to much of a better start in terms of being an online personality that uses YouTube predominantly as a source of income. It starts off with the whole Logan Paul situation. I've talked about that a couple times on the main channel. I'm under the firm belief at this point that he faked the whole thing, especially given the fact that he's done similar stunts like this, like when he had a group of fans outside his apartment window, like a ways away, and then he ended up having someone shoot him with the shotgun, blood everywhere and stuff like that. So he's prone to playing these kind of pranks and having it be done in an extremely tactless and insensitive angle, which makes sense given that it's Logan Paul. Then you got his brother. Man, the apple didn't fall far from dad's penis on that one. He releases a video about how he lost his virginity, which I haven't watched, I'm not going to watch, but the thumbnail alone and the fact that he is more predominantly aimed at children than his older brother, given the fact that he was a Disney Channel star. I don't know if Logan Paul was. I don't know the whole deal with him, but these guys clearly are aimed at a younger market. People keep saying that they're aimed at children. They're aimed at the preteen crowd, or like the teen crowd, the young teen. I saw someone say to me yesterday on Twitter that Logan Paul is aimed for 6 to 13-year-olds, and I'm going like 6-year-olds? No. 13-year-olds, yes, but 6-year-olds, no. Because I was arguing the fact that Logan Paul has done this kind of crap before and hasn't been punished by YouTube, and he fakes things all the time, and we've seen this happen many times over the years, especially going back to the 90s with like Tom Green and Jackass, what you saw on MTV. And a lot of people out there, like they're trying to like argue with me on this point, and I'm all like, no, even Beavis and Butthead back in the early 90s was on at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard or Eastern, whatever time. And that got moved to 10 p.m. after a couple kids threw a bowling ball off an overpass in order to mimic what they saw on the show, which ended up killing an infant when the bowling ball struck the back seat of a moving car. Then you had another kid who killed his sister in a freaking kitchen fire after he was mimicking the show. So, and that was, again, that's not a show aimed at children, but children are watching. My whole point, my argument there, they always seem to get lost in these situations. Because people are trying to defend this point ardently, is that, it's kind of like Logan Paul is aimed at a younger audience, yes, but he's not, specifically aimed at children. Neither was Beavis and Butthead, neither was Jackass, neither was Tom Green, but these kids were still watching this stuff. It's like, how many kids these days do you know that are 13 that watch The Walking Dead, right? When I used to work at a movie theater, I would tell people too, I would say, hey, like, listen, this movie is rated R. You shouldn't bring your kid to see this movie. Like when we had Kill Bill. Kill Bill, awesome, great, excellent movie, one for the ages, not for kids. And parents would come in saying, they say worse on TV. Right? And now they say, they say worse on the internet. So they're desensitized, obviously. It's not an uncommon thing. It's not an unheard of thing. This isn't something that happens all the time. The point I'm trying to make here, though, is that like people who are virtue signaling over Logan Paul and what he did and how bad it is are overlooking like every other generation that has looked at things in pop culture, whether it's movies, music, television, comics. There's a comic books authority or the comic book code, wherever the fuck it is, for a reason. You know what I mean? Like there's always these type of line pushers that end up getting, just whatever. It's just it's a fucked situation. I'll tell you guys why. So I am personally afraid that we are going to get the Adpocalypse 3.0 out of this. I am afraid of that because there's been no backlash for Logan Paul whatsoever, right? You've got the fact that he lost a few thousand subscribers. By my count, it was 5,000, 5,500, and then he ended up gaining 80,000 the next day. There are articles being written about that. You've got people pointing it out, but now that it's getting into the mainstream media that they're talking about this, that's when we're going to see a lot of maybe pushback against YouTube, because even though the video wasn't monetized, which I'm not going to lie when I say this, I am very thankful that it wasn't monetized. A lot of people out there believe that it was. They said that his apology was monetized. He showed that it wasn't. So there's a lot of people out there that have been like spreading a lot of fake news about this situation. That's only adding to misinformation. It's adding to the problem. Logan Paul is in fact a problem. Jake Paul is in fact a problem. But these guys are at this point the golden childs of YouTube. And if YouTube doesn't act, then we're all going to be punished for it. And even if YouTube, let's say, does act, and YouTube does in fact punish these channels or get rid of these channels, we're still going to end up being punished because shit rolls downhill. Shit rolls downhill. And it drives me up the damn wall because as a content creator, there's nothing I can do to stop it. Nothing. And there's not a goddamn thing I can do in order to stop it from happening. Because not only is Logan Paul still going up a lot in terms of subscribers, he is going up in popularity. The views are averaging around, 4 million views a day. On the day he hit 80 million or 80,000 subscribers, he jumped up 23 million views. Yeah. And I guarantee he's on the YouTube preferred ad list. So he's just raking it in right now. That's why I said this whole thing is not going to end up hurting him whatsoever. This whole thing is only going to make him more popular and more powerful in the long run of YouTube. And it's unfortunate and it's crappy, and this is the world that we ultimately find ourselves in. It sucks because you know what? When it comes to this platform, drama is what sells. Drama is absolutely what sells. Last month I covered Star Wars a lot for $3 Theater, and when I did the video how Disney ruined Star Wars with The Last Jedi, that was a drama video. I was upset at the movie. 300,000 views. People wanted to hate on it. I was hating on it, and I profited off of it. And I'm not like sit there and say, "Oh, woe is me for that." Hell no. I was mad at the movie and whatever. But then through my subsequent commentary of it, I tried shifting the conversation down, and that people didn't want that. People want the drama. When in regards to this Logan Paul thing, people who are out there like was it Kravos, Cocknoose, whatever the fuck his name is. He's out there, don't trust Logan Paul. This ruined Logan Paul's career. He's getting like 1 million views on the video. And all he's doing is saying the same thing everyone else is, but he has been able to hit it hard and hit it like that. So it's drama sells. And I have a feeling 2018 is going to be the year that drama is the number one thing on YouTube. Now, that's not to say that drama hasn't always been a big thing. I mean, look at Scarce, look at Keemstar. Look at these guys that have made absolute cottage industries off of just talking about YouTuber gossip. Because people out there absolutely, positively want to know what's going on with their favorite YouTubers. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's such a marketplace. And honest to God, I try to avoid it. I do. I honestly try to avoid it. And it becomes frustrating sometimes because, sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is actually interesting stuff. Which, if it's interesting, like the Logan Paul situation, and like I said, I believe that he faked it. Like he faked being blasted by a shotgun in his own apartment from a masked intruder. I do feel like he faked this as well. And I say that because there's so many things that don't add up. And thankfully, more and more people are waking up to it, but so many more other people are still just like digging it in. Here's my question. Here's the thing I want to put out there to the skeptic community. Why is it here you listen and believe? Why is it here you listen and believe, but any other time you'd be questioning the hell out of it? There's something about that that's been bothering me. It's if you break it down, you take it point for point, you can see how BS it is. And I've been diving into it all week, and I admit that probably makes me a large part of the problem. Me ranting about this on a little vlog for my channel makes me part of the problem. And the thing is, I'm just worried. I'm just worried because I don't want to sit there and lose what I've built. I don't want to sit there and lose the channel, or it's not so much like the views are still there, but there's in the beginning part of the year there's no money anyway. But YouTube has literally demonetized like every video I've posted so far this year for a solid 48 hours, if not more. And many of them have been confirmed by manual review. I did a video about a neo-Nazi alt-righter who's tried, commandeering an Amtrak train. I figured that was going to be flagged right away, and it was. They approved it. But me talking about Anita Sarkeesian at VidCon and the new rules of anti-harassment and whether or not they apply to her, confirmed. How is that even remotely right? How is that even remotely fair? It's not. It is so freaking not. But that, my friends, is where we currently find ourselves. We currently find ourselves in this position of just bullshit. We find ourselves in this position of adhering to a company that is not consistent in its rules. And this goes to, and this does tie in to Logan Paul and Jake Paul and people like that are above the rules, while the rest of us are suffering, wondering if we're going to be able to pay our rent, you know, not wanting to always have to be like, hey, support Patreon, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. None of us want to do it. But we also don't feel like we have a choice, which is one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot more live streams. It's one of the reasons why I've been live streaming more. What I lose in AdSense is I've been able to make up a little bit in Super Chat, at least enough to kind of even it out. So I'm thankful that that is a thing and that's been given to me by the audience. You have no idea. It's like helping me stay afloat during this time. I don't like any of that. I don't like pushing Patreon. I don't like pushing anything. I prefer the AdSense method, because if we have the AdSense method, then I feel it's a fair trade across the board. But I have no control over what people like Logan Paul do. I have no control over people like Jake Paul or PewDiePie. Even though I think PewDiePie was done wrong, they still used it against him almost a year ago now. I have no control over what anyone else does on this platform. But yet I am punished for what they do. Not just me, but like everyone is punished for what they do. And that is so ungoddamn fair. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at like beefing up the resume. I'm looking at what I can do on part-time stuff in order to just kind of bring a couple extra $100 in so I can help pay the mortgage while my girlfriend's out of work on maternity leave for like another month to pay off buying her a new car because I bought her the car and I had to pay the $500 to get the damn thing, out of impound after someone stole it from my property on Christmas Eve. It's just hit after hit after hit. 2017 sucked so many ways, with the exception of my daughter, who is currently asleep in my car right now while I wait for my girlfriend to finish up at the gym. She's awesome. I love her. She's perfect. She's the best thing out of the year. And she makes up for all the other bullshit. It's just unfortunate that it's like 2018 is kind of really piggybacking off of the nonsense from 2017. So I'm just kind of venting my thoughts and my frustrations over this nonsense, because there's nothing I can do. All I can do is continue to put out 3 and probably soon to be 4 or 5 videos a day on just the main channel, and still trying to find time to do $3 theater, because that's what I have more fun doing as I build up that audience, without completely running myself into the ground. Because at this point now, I can make it till about probably Friday before I'm completely exhausted and I crash out. Was it Thursday night? I got home from my dad's birthday party at around 9, and at 9:30 I was in bed, passed out, until 5 o'clock in the morning. And I've been doing that a lot more. So there's that. Additionally, as you guys can see, it's very overcast up here. I suffer from seasonal affectiveness disorder, which I openly talk about. So I get really depressed during the winter months because of how gray it is. It's one of the reasons why I'm aptly looking for any reason to go back to California. Okay, it's a little bit pale of a video, unfortunately. And my neck, like the shirt's hanging down. I feel like the shirt's hanging down so low, and I can't get the angle that I want. It's just a hell of a thing. It's just a hell of a year. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of done bitching. I just want you guys to know, like, there's stuff that you guys know what goes on because we tell you, but there's always a bigger issue at play in a lot of this stuff, and it's just, this is the world we live in. If you do this, 2016 was an awesome year. 2017 took a shit. 2018 is not looking much better. But I can't give up. That's the thing. That's ultimately what I want to say, as I cannot personally give up. Not that I don't want to go work at another job or do something else, because ultimately I will. I have no problem with that, But I've spent this, I'm almost on 6 years of running my channel, almost at 3 years of being full-time. And I love what I do. It's an awesome career, and I'm so thankful that I get to do it. Pitfalls and all, I'm thankful that I get to do it. It just gets frustrating when you get stuck. And that's where we are right now. So, on that note, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching this 15-minute rant, and comment below.